Hi, welcome to Georgia Darling 555. Today is Veterans Day. Just want to make note of that. Thank a veteran. It really makes a difference. It's a difficult day for me, but as I started this video, I look up at the clock on my TV and it changed to 222. So already we're off to a great start for this collective reading. Maybe something about unity, something in twos, pairs. And on that note, I think I might start by doing some like channeled writing alive here with y'all. I got on the road again immediately. Hold on. Of course, I have all these pens that have no ink left, and I always forget to throw them out. Like, I'll make like piles of them, and then I'll forget which piles they are. If they're good ones or ones to throw out, and I end up on the same cycle. So maybe something about cycles as well, repeated cycles, or maybe even like a lot of times these cycles are seen as negative, but perhaps they are positive. These are positive cycles that you have invited into your life, that you've worked on to keep in your life, that have made your life manageable. Okay. Maybe there's some sort of understanding and surrender to the fact that certain cycles are just a part of life. But to ruminate on the fact that they are cycles and that it's going to come around again, and worrying about when it comes around again, or if it's going to come around again, if it's something positive, you're not sitting in the lesson of today. So that's direct from spirit. Not sitting in the, I don't even remember what I just said. Not sitting in the lesson of today. So I'm going to just write sitting in the lesson of today. And it's kind of like a bummer thinking that way, like as each day is a lesson, like each day is just a lesson for us to go through. It's kind of, to me, that it feels negative and unmotivating in a way, a letdown kind of, but that's what wanted to come out. So maybe I need to learn some lessons, you know? Maybe I have a lesson to learn just because I'm thinking that way. Okay. Fearsome. Wait, is fearsome? Now I read it as fear somewhat. I just got other path. Fear some other path. And this is definitely not an energy of an energy of a spirit telling you to fear something that's on another path. That's like don't look over at this other path. You need to be afraid of it. That's not what I'm getting. I mean, I'm certainly they could be doing that. Like I could see that as, because it's talking about living in the present, not necessarily talking about the future, but oh, I just got chills as I thought of this. Oh my gosh. So what they're saying is there's something that you are, some cycle coming in, opportunity perhaps, decision for a path, decision that you need to make, that is which road you're going to go down. And it's spirit saying, like, dude, this is the one for you. Like, go fear some other path, but not this one. Fear anything else, but not this one. This one's like, the turning point. This one is the quintessential cycle. It's not even the right word. This is the most influential cycle of your life, or decision of your life. And it's not even, if you just think this way, it's not even a decision. If you think that you like fear some other path instead, you already know it's for you. For whoever this is for. Hey, I'm literally not getting anything else, you guys, which is interesting. It doesn't mean nothing else is going to come up. I think it's they want me to start with the cards. So let's start with the archetype cards. So what is for the collective for whom this message is for? What is this path that spirit does not want the collective to fear? The desert. Interesting. And somehow that's tying to me with the whole the fact that it is Veterans Day, and it's making me think of Iraq, Afghanistan, Desert Storm, so many things. Something about that hand coming out. Also, it feels like that to me. That feels like the hand is drowning, but it's actually the opposite. But it feels like drowning. So something that is barren now, that has been pressed of all its remaining fluid and hydration, can actually feel like the one thing that it is completely not. Or it can feel like what something opposite from that, from what you are, can make somebody feel. So I'm not saying that right the way I want to. Now I'm gonna pull. I have the big deck too, so let's just get a confirmation or a supporting card for that. The mentor. 6, but this is also 37, so you might be 37 years old. Same. This might have to do with 2026, perhaps. The mentor. Maybe this is like your 6th mentor in life that's on your spiritual path. You might not even be able to like pinpoint who these mentors are, but it might not seem obvious to you. But okay, let me get the guidebook for that, because the Kim Kranz archetype deck is just, the book is amazing. The whole deck is amazing. Let's see. Okay, so the mentor, the teacher, the sage, the guru. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be overwhelming force. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into shadow. When light, focused, clear, bright, remains a student. When dark, self-serving, envious of youth, righteous, rigid. Keep in mind how easy it is to project power onto another. The expressions feet of clay and cult of personality exist for a reason. Although it's typically true that parents are our initial teachers, the child will eventually seek a mentor figure outside of the home to assist their growth. Okay, so the thing I'm drawn to most about this is the very first few lines about, so cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. So without a mentor, perhaps somebody could find themselves in a position of drowning in this waterfall. Or, now that I'm thinking about it, so I'm thinking about this desert card, right? I said it feels like drowning, but in the thing that is the opposite of what it is. But what if this is signaling right now for the collective, somebody who is not in touch with any of what this great illuminated waterfall has to offer. So you're not getting any of this light waterfall. And so in a sense, you're drowning in the opposite of it. You're dry of this, you've run dry of this. But this hand, there's light there, even though it's reflected off the moon. But it is that waterfall, alas. The same light, but it's going to take a while to recoup, to get to a fluid status that's going to make you feel like you are on your right path. You might feel like you're not on your right path. Not on you. It's like I lost it. There's something, but I lost it, so I'm not even gonna try. Okay, so this is, I love it. And then what? So the lesson of today, sitting in the lessons of today. What are important lessons coming up, or I shouldn't say it that way. What are some of the lessons of today that have been the most important that you, Spirit, would like the collective to make note of. The Queen. 11. Interesting. And then let's just get one from here. Okay, we got 2. The Healer and the Destroyer. Whoa. 23 and 25, so they're like opposites. Okay, so this can go so many ways, some of them that are very deep for today, but let's see. Let's start with the Queen. So the Queen, the Empress, the Mother Queen, the Sovereign. Like her counterpart, the King, the Queen has dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the King is the ego and the Queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus's bloom, the dancer's vow, the moon's radiant reflection. Oh my gosh, guys, I just talked about the moon's reflection. Whoa. Oh, gosh. And there's the moon's reflection too. Ah, I got chills. Okay. Holy moly. When the Queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and Goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the Queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal Queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. That's so beautiful. So when light, the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, stillness. When dark, vain, wrathful, self-righteous, demanding. The Queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne, knowing the king draws near. Knowing the king draws near, she is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing less. Yeah, so I'm getting like, this is just a side note. I don't think this is the main message, but like, when you're sitting in what feels like a dry spell emotionally, in terms of love, perhaps. Don't settle. Don't settle for somebody who is just meh. Don't settle for that. Because you don't need anybody to take care of you. And you don't need to be taking care of anybody. That's not, for the collective I'm talking to, that's not part of your plan. That's not one of your paths in terms of a romantic relationship or partnership. So that person that you might be like maybe went on a date or two with, and you're like, it wasn't like love at first. It wasn't like a connection. You didn't feel it, and you're kind of like, it takes you a long time to like respond to their text messages, or just take note of that, because they want to remind you like the feeling you have gotten in the past when you truly felt connected to another person on that level. And I'm actually getting, this is kind of a pretty deep message, and obviously not going to be for everybody because it's very specific, but this is for if you have lost a significant other. They're no longer here. They passed away. That love that you had for that person, that connection that you had between each other, the love that they had for you, the respect that they had for you. Don't forget that, because nothing else will do. Like, nothing below that will do or be worth your while. No, nothing below that is going to serve you or make you stand in your power. It's only going to be an obstacle. And I got chills again. My legs, my arms. Okay, so that's pretty beautiful, actually. And these two butterflies here, like, there's something about this for somebody. Like, I feel like somebody's gonna have all these connections, like with the monarch butterfly, with, you know, this message, with, yeah, okay. And I feel as though I'm not gonna read the healer and the destroyer right now, because I feel like it's pretty obvious to me that this is about paths that lead you to healing, paths that heal and expand all the love that you have within yourself and all the love you have to give, that lets it be released and spread to people who will also exponentially lift up that love and energy and create more of it. And there are paths that you already know what they are, that they can destroy you, and that maybe they have destroyed you on many levels, in ways that you were able to get back what you lost, which is you're extremely grateful for. And you have that, you have that, just being able to know that the right from wrong. So that's what already steps you up in this case, is that you already know these things. Like, you know what those things are. So because you already went through those lessons, right? What else does Spirit want the collective to receive from these messages? Guides, 7. And then we have Shadow, 43. And that was reversed. I don't know if I'm going to read reverse, but. And then we have Home, reverse. But I don't know if it's reverse. 10. Guides, Shadow, Home. And then we have the Divine Feminine. So, like, that moon energy, the reflection of the moon. Guiding your shadow home. Your shadow might be something that you should love. Don't treat it as the enemy, as something that should be destroyed. Thinking about it as a sick patient that needs your help, that needs healing, as somebody struggling who needs your healing. Like, your shadow is still you and deserves to be sent home and comfortable, but send it home, right? Oh, that's pretty, that's sweet. And the Divine Feminine, are actually the one that is going to guide it home. You see that? Yeah, love it. Okay. So, I'm gonna pull from some spirit animal guides. Okay, we have the bee spirit, 7 again. Sweet results await. Lovely. Then we have the porcupine spirit, time for beginner mind. And I feel like we should have one more. The what is the like there's one that's like extremely important, and whoever this is for the collective, if you're connecting to this, go back to this animal anytime you feel like you are seemingly like at your wit's end with something, or just so frustrated, and, you know, in that mindset of like almost like getting on your knees to pray, or like just ask for something to show you the way. Think of this card, okay? Think of this animal. Okay, we're not going with all those. No. Ooh, oh my god. The dove spirit, be peace. Be peace. Ugh. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Like, it chills. And then buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. So I guess these are the two. You might want to pick just one or the other. But man, that is wonderful. So I'm going to get this guide because I want to read the dove one before closing out this message. So. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Let me find this 21. Okay. So. Be peace. So the oracle message. With her peaceful cooing, the gentle dove spirit invites you to embrace the energy of peace and allow compassion to warm your heart. You always have the power to generate peace within you, and the appearance of dove spirit is a reminder that today and every day is a good day to meditate, to quiet any turbulence within as you embody tranquility. Above, below, and all around you, much may be happening to distract you, but you are called to engage it with the heart of a peacemaker, asking yourself, what would peace do? Can you agree to disagree? The peace you seek rises within and spreads out into the world as Spirit sends her messenger to remind you of the beauty of a harmonious existence with all that is. How beautiful and powerful is your compassionate heart? Mm-hmm. So the protection message, however disturbed the waters around you, however troubled your heart, Dove Spirit is there to remind you that peace without begins within. It's hard for me to read. Within, as you reconnect with spirit through practices that awaken you from spiritual amnesia. Your true nature is as a peaceful child of spirit, but how easily you forget. You're being invited to sit in the cozy, safe nest of spirit. Soon the waters will become still and you will feel peace again. Be compassionate with yourself at this time, for all of us can forget that peace is always at hand, always there, gifted. Wait, hold on. Gifted. Oh. Huh, I guess that is. It felt like there was another page in between there, which is an interesting concept, but not going to go there, So, gifted wisdom with more. Wait, what does it say? There is far more gifted wisdom than you can perceive with your senses, and there is a deep knowing that you are not separate or alone, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. Fears dissipate as you realize you are embraced by the nurturing force that is everywhere, always in communication with you. Alighting when you are preoccupied. Dragon. Oh my gosh, how did I get on? See, I am. I did skip a page, and I swear I put that card down just so I could use my dominant hand and be like, huh? Interesting. Wow. So that's 22. Truth transcends illusion. Okay, so has gifted to us by spirit. Has been gifted to, oh my gosh. Wow, that was... Okay. Peace is always at hand, always there. Gifted to us by spirit. Become the peace you wish to see in the world so you can reduce any suffering, performing acts of kindness and radiating love. Dove Spirit also reminds you that when you see inequity or someone be harmed or in need, trust that you have the capacity to bring peace through smiling, sending love, speaking a kind word, and listening with a compassionate heart. Do your part to be a peacemaker, nourishing compassion, reminding others of the joy of harmonious coexistence so that they may embrace the Dove Spirit within themselves too. And I think that's like the take home is standing up for others, just as the brave veterans who have fought and are fighting for our country, for our freedom, for our peace, for the greater good, of all. Those ones, just as they are fighting for you, fight for those in need. Okay, guys, I have therapy, so I would love to keep going with that, but I hope this message helps whoever this is for. Bye-bye.